like to make a video, a sermon, if you will. And I'm going to talk about what if, since it's Easter, what if social media existed during the time of Matthew, Luke, and John? I always want to know, what if Mary, our blessed Mary, the blessed lady Mary, was here in the age of social media, especially in the time of the Manosphere. I hope my video does not offend those who are the true believers of the faith. I hope that this video does not offend those who believe in the Judeo-Christian Islamic way of life and those who practice the faiths, the three basic faiths of Abraham. But I have to sit here and make this video because what if Mary was here? Or what if social media and the manosphere was around during the time of the first century? We on YouTube goes around and make fun and lampoon single motherhood. But if we think back in the book of Matthew, the book of Luke, the book of John, in the early chapters of the first three books of the New Testament, when God came down and went into the tabernacle, or the angel of the Lord, I should say, when the angel of the Lord came down into the tabernacle and told Mary, "Hey, you gonna give birth to a child. You gonna give birth to the Son of God, the Son of Man." I want to know if she was on her way when Joseph was taking her to Bethlehem and trying to find an inn to stay in. I want to know, how would some of you black men on social media, some of y'all who call yourself Manosphere, some of y'all call yourselves SYSBM, some of y'all call yourself passport bros, I want to know, how would y'all receive Mary? And what would y'all think of Joseph? Time after time when I open up these YouTube, Twitter, I see you Negroes complain about don't date single mothers when nobody asks you to date single mothers. When y'all lampoon, when y'all say all single mothers are all quote unquote real fours, and we're going to address that in a minute as well. Maybe in the next video. When y'all sit there and make videos and call every woman out of her name as if though she was like the women in your neighborhood. How would y'all would receive Mary? Well, if y'all look in the Bible, even though she was a woman in need, a woman who was having birth pains, a woman who was in agony, looking for a place, looking for a place to give birth in. That's how many of you Negroes are on these YouTube streets. And I know I'm focusing on black men, but you guys, you white guys in the Manosphere, and you Asian guys in the Manosphere, I'm talking about y'all too. Because y'all make these stupid, idiotic single mama, we hate all single mama videos. There was no hotel, motel, inn, no breakfast in bed place where Mary and Joseph can spend a night so she can give birth to this child. The analogy is like y'all. Y'all never give comfort and aid when it needs to be given. Because y'all so busy on the shame, blame, and explain. But you know what? I'm not going to call it SEB no more. We're going to call it whining, crying, and buying. You whine about why somebody in high school didn't like you. You're crying why she got pregnant by Pookie instead of you. And that's why some of y'all are buying passports, trying to buy love with passports and plane tickets. She give birth in a tool shed. She gave birth to a baby inside of a barn where animals would eat, sleep, and do their filthy mess in. While y'all thinking that y'all are so up high, calling yourself high value. But then y'all not, then y'all try to not be gentleman enough to do what's right in our society. See, the thing is, it came full circle. All right? It came full circle. It came, let me say it again for you. It came full circle later on in the New Testament. Three times. Two other times it came full circle. Let's talk about the other time. When that child grew up and started preaching his ministry in Asia Minor. Who was trying to toss him off the cliff, off the hill? You. When he told y'all the correct way on how to treat one another. And let's go to another circle. Let me add another point in that full circle part. When he went into Jerusalem and went into that temple, what was he doing? He whipped out y'all out of the temple. You know why he whipped y'all out of the temple? Let me tell y'all why he whipped y'all out of the temple. It's the same of what happened today. A lot of you Negroes on black social media, y'all call yourself Hebrew Israelites. Some of y'all will stand on street corner all day wearing go-go Power Ranger outfits, trying trying to lampoon every woman you see, trying to call them garbage out on the street corner, sullying and blaspheming who y'all claim you're supposed to worship. That goes for you Hebrew Israelites. That goes for you SYSBM. That goes for your black Manosphere, Red Pill, whoever you passport, you masculinity, these masculinity podcast masculinity channels. Y'all use that Bible to bash women over the head with. But get whoa. I forgot the other two. I forgot the other point that need to be made. See, some of you who are in the manosphere, like your O'Shea Duke Jacksons. Yeah, like your O'Shea Duke Jacksons who come on YouTube and talk about God. Talking about I raised in the church. When every time when a woman makes a mistake, it's time to condemn her. That's like the time when the Pharisees, and a whole lot of y'all are the modern day Pharisees. But you know what? I might have to do a video on that because y'all are the modern day Pharisees. Y'all approach the Lord back in the day, and then y'all say, why won't you stone this woman? How about you stone? And no, don't you. And let me say this right now. If anybody's saying I'm doing this let me sip this soup real quick. If any of you Negroes come on here in my comment thread or make a response video saying I'm trying to seek female validation, two things is going to happen. I'm either going to block you and I'm going to report you. We're going to talk about the truth here. Not about what you think, what is the truth. Let's get back to the Pharisees. How y'all are the modern day Pharisees. Y'all come online. Back then, during the Pharisees, we need to stone this woman because she went ahead, she's sleeping around with everybody. She's out there sleeping around. She's a prostitute. The Lord stood up, wrote something in that sand, and he said, those, and it's not known what was written in that sand, though, by the way. It is not known what was written in that sand. Because he wrote a long time in the sand he written a few names in that sand. And then he turned to that crowd and said, those without sin shall cast the first stone. How many stones you Negroes have been casting a long time? With them stupid, idiotic church sermons with O'Shea Duke Jackson and those like Minister Jack. That's all y'all do. Y'all use the Bible. O'Shea, Mr. Jack, Mr. Goodbread, and so many of you Negroes who try to use Christianity and the Abraham religions to bash your own women upside the head. Y'all are the modern day Pharisees. That's what you are. Calling people German shepherds. Calling women German shepherds because they denied your advances. And let me say this one more time. I'm not seeking female validation. I don't need female validation. This is about the future, and I'm here to set the tone. Because y'all failed to set the tone for black men on social media, and I'm here to set the tone. But let's also talk about something else too, though. Right? When he wrote the things on the sand, he says, it didn't say anything because it had not been written down because it's lost in time, but did say those without sin should cast the first stone. How can y'all call yourself righteous when y'all go around and do and commit cardinal sins, having lustful desires? When y'all look at women in lustful ways, you ain't no better than the Pharisees during the first century. Now 20 centuries later, you Negroes are on social media trying to do the same to everybody else. And let me also say this too, though, while we here, right? Let's also sit there and talk about the last part. Since it's Easter, since the crucifixion happened on a Friday, the Lord died on Passover. He stayed in the tomb and he rose on a Sunday. Do you know who was there at the scene of when the Lord was on the tree, was on the cross? It wasn't Peter. It wasn't Matthew. Oh no. It was not, it surely was not Judas. You know who was there? Let me tell you who was there. Mary, the mother, that single mama, and Mary, the prostitute, Mary Magdalene. So where was the 12 disciples at? A lot of y'all said Judas was the only one that betrayed. No, he didn't. Judas had the pieces of silver. But it was Peter that denied. When they asked him, do you know this man? He said, I do not know this man. When the other disciples heard the news, instead of defending who they called the Lord and Master, they ran. But who was the one who was there when I saw the beating, when I saw the spikes going in the hand and in the feet? Who was there when they're pierced aside? It was none of those men that was there. It was those women that was there. While you Negroes will get online, your Minister Japs, your O'Shea Duke Jackson, your Ringo TV Rawls, your Pastor Dowls of the world will sit there with your Hebrew Israelite fake Christianity arguments, trying to use it for y'all's cardinal desires and y'all's misogyny and sexism. Because y'all ran from power. Y'all didn't want to challenge power. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. When Mary, the mother, and Mary Magdalene was at the cross, they was doing two things. Let me tell you what they were doing. They was fleeing to power while protesting against power. They went to, they're protesting the power of the world. You were protesting against. Because they was at the cross, they were protesting against the powers of the earth. And they was favoring another power. The power of the resurrection. I'm not asking you men to be perfect. I'm asking y'all to be decent. But that's too much for y'all. Y'all sit there and let's talk about the word power. These women sought power. While y'all sit there and be complicit in y'all's enslavement and y'all's own bondage. Because you so mad. Y'all made video after video after video of all those black women who won judgeship, who were judges and mayors of Harris County, Texas. I remember that a few years ago, O'Shea did that video about 4 years ago. I remember another video when y'all made videos about another black woman being running for the governor of Georgia. And y'all lampooned that woman not once but twice. But what do y'all do? Because y'all said, we need our voice out there. That's what y'all say. Y'all said that you need our voices out there for what? Y'all didn't fight the power. Y'all didn't even try to gain power with your voice. Hello, world. You didn't fight the power that miseducates you. Your schools are crumbling. Yet, instead of y'all trying to fight the power, you gonna blame the single mama. Instead of y'all trying to terraform the environment, y'all try to terraform that Keisha who dumped you, who refused your sexual advances when you were 17 years old. Because y'all still got a lustful heart. That's y'all. That's why some of y'all created a campaign 3 months ago trying to lampoon me off of YouTube. That's why one idiot is trying to do some undercovering, getting somebody's trying to violate my privacy. That's why I had to call the white man on him. Like I told you, I'm not playing with none of you Negroes online. That's why, but y'all won't say the same thing to Pearl. Pearl, me too. Since we want to talk about power dynamics, since we going to talk about power dynamics, y'all more worried about getting rid of Big J Triple X. You more worried about Big J. And we need to get rid of Big J. We need to talk about his fan base. We need to attack the people in his chat room. I see y'all doing that. But when Pearl, me too, one of you fed up black men, where was you Negroes at? Nowhere. And I mean nowhere where you was at. You just like those Pharisees. You just like those cowardly people who claim to be for the Lord, and y'all only using the Lord, or should I say the book, for your own selfish and lustful means. You don't want to educate your fellow man and being the best in the world. And when I said being the best, I'm talking about being the best educated. The best financial. Giving him the best tools. The only thing y'all want is to use that Bible so you can control and dictate to women, because you are mad at Big Mama. You mad at your mama. You mad at Big Booty Brenda. You mad over there at Keisha over there. While y'all complain about child support when you were just as lustful. You Negroes was just as lustful as the Pharisees, who was lustful after the prostitute who was about to be stoned. You're just as guilty as she is, and y'all are on the wall just like she is. You can miss me with that. And don't worry, you divestors, y'all about to get this work too. There's a sermon waiting for you. Oh yes, there is a sermon waiting for you divestors, you pink pill, you squirrelers. It's coming to you. And no, it has nothing to do with interracial relationships. It has nothing to do with your desire for your liking white men or Asian men, Hispanic men, or any non-black men. No. We're going to address your evil ways too. And that's in the next video. Like, share, subscribe. This sermon continues.
You just don't like their approach and focus. They have money and other personal interest in this thing. You're wasting your time thinking that they'll change, especially thinking that they'll stop their income for the sake of what you see as good. You said that you were going to wage war against them. Okay,